I am live. Hi, friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. I forgot to get the light on. So let me run and get that. All right, this is an impromptu live. And you know, every time you are off for a little while and then you come back, it feels like, what do I do? What do I do? How does this work? I don't remember. Okay, that's so. All right, it's a snow day. The weather is certainly very exciting. Very exciting today. No school today, no school possibly tomorrow. So I'm using the opportunity to go live. I didn't check to see if anyone else was live. So if anyone else is live at this time, I apologize. Not wanting to steal anyone's, viewers, friends, but I have the time now. And as you know, my time has become even more limited. And so I have to use the time that I have. So if you join me live today, welcome. If you're watching on the replay, welcome to you as well. I appreciate everyone that watches my videos, and I'm so grateful for the community that I have. So today I'm going to be sewing up grandmother's favorite. Where can we see the block? Okay, here's the block. This is the block that was selected from this book on the last live. So this is the block. Hopefully you can see it. Yes, okay. So on the last live, you selected grandmother's favorite. That's this block. Yeah, this block here. And the instructions in this book is not great, or the instructions are not great. So I had to go search the internet for a block that I could understand. So I found this block, my grandmother's favorite, from quilterscash.com. And this comes with a paper piecing template, which is this. So there are a few sections. You have the template, and then you have a 6.5 inch square in the middle, and then you have some half square triangles around the corners. So this is the template that I'm using. This is the last of 4. These are what the others look like. And I haven't done foundation paper piecing in a while. So this was a good reminder. And how are you doing? What's happening in your neck of the woods? Is it snowing? Is that normal for you? I think this is the second time. Oh, it's snowing outside. I can see the snow coming down. This is the second time in 9 years that we've had this much snow in North Carolina, in my experience. And this is way more snow than I've ever seen in the whole time that I've been here, which is not a long time. But in 9 years, we've never had so much snow. So when I saw people building snowmen and all of that, the last time I had a snow day, that was the most snow I've ever seen. I was like, wow, that's a lot of snow. That's a lot of snow. So yep. So the snow has begun to come down. It looks pretty heavy. And yeah, so we're here, we're home, and we're enjoying a snow day. So I'm going to be sewing this paper piecing. I'm trying to hold it so you can see it. So with the paper piecing, let's see if I can, yeah, I don't know how to use this thing. Okay. If I go to solo layout, what happens? Okay, shows it a little bit bigger. So this is the block that I will be paper piecing. So I've written the letters to show the fabric. So in the middle will be the blue, number 1. Then 2, 3, and 4 will be red. 5 and 6 will be white. So I have the reds and the blues here, and I'm going to start with those. If you are watching or listening, please let me know if you can hear me clearly. The last time I was on, there were some problems with the sound. I'm going to plug the iron in. And I'm going to open the windows. All right, I had to open the windows so that I could see the snow. All right, so I'm going to press these and start sewing. I also need to cut some white strips, some white pieces for the corners. All right, so here we go. On the back of the paper, I'm going to put the first fabric right side up. And I'm going to just check to make sure it's covering all the parts with at least a 1/4 inch allowance. And then I like to pin it in place. I'm going to be sewing the red on this side. So I am going to trim this side to a 1/4 inch. Have my other 1/4 ruler. And then, so I'm matching this side. I'm going to put the red right side down. Right side down here. And trying to make sure I have a 1/4 inch at least on each side. Then I'm going to turn it over. And it would help if I turn the sewing machine on. I'm putting it at 1.6 because that's the length I like to sew it. And I'm going to be sewing along this line, the line between 1 and 2. Okay, make sure it's still lined up. I can even push it over a little bit just to make sure, because I'm going to trim it. And then I'm going to slowly sew along that line. And I'm going to cut thread. So I've sewn along the line. I'm going to check to make sure it covers the area that I want it to cover. I'm going to finger press. And I'm going to trim to a 1/4 inch seam. Why is this thing bubbling? Okay. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Now I have 1, 2, I'm going to do 3. I can remove the pin. I'm going to pull back here, take this down, and I'm going to trim a 1/4 inch here. Then I'm going to take my other piece of red and I'm going to line it up here. I'm going to go over a little bit and I'm going to sew on the line. I hope everyone is safe and warm and that all is well. All right, so this is what it looks like now. I'm going to trim to a 1/4 inch. I think it's mostly accurate. Okay. And now I'm going to put on this red, number 4. I'm going to fold this down, pull up the fabric so that it's flat. I'm going to trim. And then I'm going to lay the red pretty side down, making sure I have enough space. Flip it over and I'm going to sew on the line. I smoothed a little bit, so I'm going to put it there again. Oops, I'm on the wrong side. And I'm hoping you can hear me clearly. If you are lurking in the background, please let me know if you can hear me. The last time I did a live, there was a problem with the sound. So this is what we have. I'm going to trim to a 1/4 inch on this line. And then I'm going to trim the other side. This is an Add a quarter plus ruler by CM Designs. And it has a little lip for the 1/4 inch on this side, so I can trim down to a 1/4 inch. And yep, I like it for paper piecing. So I'm going to just run the iron over this really quickly, and then I will be back. So what projects are you working on? So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I'm going to do number 5, which is white. I'm going to trim this side. Quarter inch seam. I'm going to go a little above a 1/4 inch here, and then when I'm trimming again, I will trim down. And since I'm trimming, I'll just trim the other side. There we go. Last night I was watching a video from, is it Quilt and Chocolate? I think that's the name of the channel. And she was doing like she does a class for middle school, not for middle school, for homeschooling, for homeschool the kids on quilting. And she also makes chocolates. And I thought that was so neat. All right, so I have no, I want to take the solar off, remove exit solar layout. I have no white cut or the cream. I have none of the cream cut, so I'm going to cut a little rectangle. Hopefully it's wide enough or long enough. So here is that rectangle. I'm going to put it pretty side down along this side. This is selvage here, so I'm pushing it up towards that side a bit. And I'm going to sew. I'm actually on the wrong side, which it doesn't really matter which side you sew for these two. Yeah, but I thought it was interesting that she was doing classes for homeschoolers. I was like, wow, that's really interesting, and it sounds exciting. You know, one of the things that has always been a challenge for homeschoolers, speaking from the perspective of a teacher, even though things are different now, is finding activities for your kids to do, you know. So that has been one of the challenges. And so to see that they have the opportunity to learn to quilt is just a great thing to me. It's just a great thing. I'm trying to see if Nightbot is awake. Is Nightbot sleeping in today? Come on, Nightbot. Wake up, wake up. Yeah. All right. Oh, there it is. Now it's awake. Hi, Aisha. How are you doing? I'm having a snow day today, so I am using the opportunity to get some sewing done. So here we go. right, so I'm going to trim to a 1/4 inch and do the other side. And then this block will be finished. Well, this part of the block. This part of the block will be finished. So I'm going to trim this up so I'll have the extra pieces. And do the other side. So we're having a snow day in North Carolina today. Many schools are closed. I'm gonna cut it this way so I'll have the length. But I want to use this piece on the other side. So let's see if it will work. Yes. So I'm going right sides together. So I'm gonna make sure it is covering where I want it to cover. Hopefully it will. And then we're gonna sew on the last line. So I'm doing foundation paper piecing to make this block that was selected at the last live. This is grandmother's favorite. So I found this block, this online. It's a free block, and it comes with a paper piecing pattern for one section of the block. So that's what I'm working on. So if you're watching the replay, what are your thoughts on foundation paper piecing? If you're watching live, what are your thoughts on foundation paper piecing? I'm going to check to see if it covers. Yes, it does. And I'm going to press, finger press. Press with the iron and then put it down. So I don't know if you guys watched my interview with Donna from Handmade by Ying with Donna. And during that interview, I told her that she asked, what do I do with my scraps? And I told her that when I just started quilting, I would throw my scraps away. And I think she had a minor heart attack at that thought. But yes, I used to throw my scraps away. The little teeny tiny scraps, I put them in this vase because I think it's cute to see the colors of all the things that I've worked on. And then when it's full, I empty this in the trash. And then the bigger scraps, I've been putting them in this shopping bag over here. And I opened an Etsy store and I'm selling scraps on the Etsy store. So someone, one of Donnell Stitchery's friends on her channel, Donnell sent her over to my channel to check out the scraps in my Etsy store. And then she watched the live with Donna and she contacted me and she purchased every single one of my scraps. So now My big shopping bag is empty, and I've started over. With, building up the scrap pile. So yes, this is foundation paper piecing. When you do foundation paper piecing, you get really crisp lines, and it just makes it easier to get the pattern the size that you want it. And then you peel the paper away. It kind of plays with your brain a little bit, especially at first, but if you just keep at it, it gets easier and easier. So I am concerned about one of the seams. Like, for some reason, I missed the 1/4 inch on this seam right here, and I'm concerned that the seam is going to pull apart. So I'm going to have to figure out a plan for that. But apart from that, these are the 4 parts of the blocks that are paper pieced. Subject verb agreement is hard. I keep saying that it's only because I'm a teacher, so I can hear when I make the error, but I still make the errors. All right, so for the next piece, I'm going to do 2 half square triangles out of red and white. So I'm going to just do a rough cut. I need 2 squares. All right, so I'm just doing a rough cut of the fabric here. So I have the white, I need red. I'm going to rough cut 2 pieces. I think I need a half square triangle that is 4.5 inches square. So I'm going to cut 4. No, I think I need 3.5 inches. So I'm going to cut 4-inch square. Hopefully I can. Yes, I can. And hopefully that's big enough. I'm winging it here. Oops, what is this? So I need 4. I'm going to go 4.25. Barely making it 4.25. Oops. All right, I think that's 4.25. I'm going to draw a diagonal line across the back of the white. Hopefully that's enough to get the size I want. On the pattern, it shows you how to do, I'm going to show you. On the pattern here, right here, it shows you how to do the 4 half square triangles at a time. But I didn't want to do that. So I'm just doing the usual method. So I'm going to put the fabric pieces, pattern sides together, or pretty sides together, like this. And then I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch on either side of this line. And to make it even easier, I have this little 1/2 inch ruler here. I don't know if you can. So I'm going to just put it on that center line that I created. And I'm going to draw my sew line, because sometimes, I don't know about you guys, but I have a hard time sewing a straight line. Even harder if I don't have a line to sew along. So I'm putting the middle line on the cut line, and then I'm going to draw the sew lines. Oops. I've really not been doing a lot of sewing. So I'm putting pretty sides together. And I'm going to sew on the line I drew. Hi, Sherry. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. My phone is ringing. Give me a second to just say I'll call you back. All right. All right. Yes. So I'm going to now sew on the 1/4 inch line, maybe a little bit inside that line. We'll see. And I'm going to sew 1/4 inch away from that line. I'm still using the 1/4 inch foot because the line looks a little bit larger than a 1/4 inch to me, the drawn line. So what are you working on today? What's on the horizon for you today? So I'm making 4 half square triangles, and then I need to cut out a 6.5 inch square for the middle, and then I'll be able to put the block together. So I was saying that Donna sent over a friend and she purchased all my scraps. So now I am rebuilding my scrap stash. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. But the cost to mail fabric is so phenomenally high for me. It's like, how are we? I'm sending scraps. It's very expensive to send them. I'm going to have to rethink my pricing strategy. I'm laying back today. Okay, nice. Get some rest. I am sewing the block, grandmother's favorite, that was selected on the last live that I did. And I'm using the pattern from Fabric Quilters Cash. And this is how it's assembled. So now that I have the half square triangles and the paper pieced side pieces, these are the paper pieced side pieces, I am going to be putting the block together. So cutting down the center line. Sherry, I see that you had a very nice block. Yes, I like it. I had to search for a pattern on the internet because the one in the book is not really very clear to me. So I don't know why I'm doing this. This is just an old habit, even though I'm going to have to square the block down anyway. Yeah, we're having a snow day today. School is closed. I did have a meeting this morning online, and the meeting is now over, and I am getting some sewing in. Trying to get the lives in when I can. I'm going to press these and then come and square them. I'm pressing to the dark side today. And I'm using my homemade clapper, Taylor's clapper. Is that what it's called? Homemade, but not made at my home. Yes, Sherry, I was saying I saw that you had a hand quilting class on Katie's channel. I haven't watched the video yet, but I do intend to watch it. I love hand quilting. When I went home for Christmas, home to Jamaica, when I went home for Christmas, I started this English paper piecing pattern, and now I'm hand quilting it. So this is the paper piecing pattern. And this is the hand quilting that I'm doing. See if I can put it closer on this side so you can see. Yeah. I like hand quilting. Yeah. So Aisha says I'm crocheting a hat for someone. It's a commissioned hat, very nice. Good day to crochet, Aisha. Yes, it is. What's the weather like in your neck of the woods? So I believe that I need for the blocks to be 3.5 inches. So I'm going to get my ruler. Okay. How do I do this? So I'm using this 45-degree line, and right now it's at 3 3/4. I want 3.5. Let's see if I can get it here. Okay, so I'll turn it around and trim on the other side. So turning it, lining this up against the 3.5 line on this side. I have 3.5 here, 3.5 here, and then the 45-degree line is along the crease. I'm cutting. Okay. So this is the size of the block, of the half square triangle. Let's do that again. I go a little bit over 3.5 so that I have space to trim on the other side. And this is not a tutorial. I'm just telling you what I do. So again, 3.5. And line up the diagonal. Okay. So Aisha, how is the quilting coming along? Have you been able to do any quilting? I'm missing one half square triangle. What did I do with it? I'm always losing stuff. Oh, I know I did 4. It's under the clapper. Sherry says, yes, I feel it went well. Now I'm chilling. I like that. I like that, Janice. I want to do that to some of my quilts. Yes. Yeah. I've done a few hand quilted, hand pieced, hand quilted projects, mostly small ones or lap size. The one I'm doing for my dad is also hand quilted. It's just because I have this small machine with this small, the throat of the machine is really small. And so I find it easier to hand quilt, even though it takes more time than to try to quilt on the machine. And I've never taken a quilt to a long armor. A part of it is, I just don't know if, I mean, when I look at long arm services, there are so many requirements. And I'm just afraid that my quilts might not be up to standard. And then the cost is another factor that is prohibitive for me. And so it's just not in the budget right now. But one day I am planning to send my daughter's quilt to a long armor for her graduation. All right, so now I need to cut the blue for the center. And I'm thinking of kind of fussy cutting a bit. Because it has In God We Trust, it has the bell, it has the Statue of Liberty, and it has this house, which I'm assuming is the White House. I don't know. Can you see it? Is that the White House? I do know a very small amount of America's history. mostly from watching Hamilton. Sorry. Yes, I'm going to school. I'm a teacher. I have a child in college and another one about to go to college. And so, yeah, it is a lot. I'm thinking. Aisha says, no, not as yet. I just did some tote bags. Sherry says, yes, I just finished one for a customer on the long arm. I can understand with you going to school, money can be tight. Let me tell you. There is so much to be said, but I will not say. I will not say. I am holding my tongue. I'm just going to cut a piece here. I need a 6.5-inch square. So I'm going to cut a piece here and then I'll decide which section of the piece I want to put in the quilt. In the block, rather. And I'm going to go for a square ruler. I have this Omnigrade 6.5-inch square. So I'm going to take it here so I can get the building. Or should I come down here to get the Statue of Liberty? Okay, I'm going to come here, take a little bit of everything. I've thought about doing some beginner quilter videos, but so many people have done. So many people have done those that I don't even think it's necessary. Sherry says, Aisha, do you do a lot of commission work? Aisha says, yes. Lisa, hey, Lisa. Awkward Quilter Georgia says, hey, Janice and everyone, I'm going to lurk while working. Enjoy your sew time. Thanks, Lisa. I am sewing while it's snowing. Aisha says, my craft fair is also coming up in April. Sherry says, hi to Lisa. How are you doing? Thanks for joining us, Lisa. I so appreciate you. Okay, so I cut the block a little bit. I'm not really a fussy cutting person, but so we have the building here. There is a little emblem of some sort that says USA, like a little emblem, coat of arms, don't know what you call it here. The building, the bell, In God We Trust, and a little piece of the Statue of Liberty. So that will go in the middle. These away. This off. This is a nice view of the selvage, the fabric. Throwing that in the scrap bag. And then I'm going to lay out the blocks. So this goes in the corner. And then this goes here. and here. I'm notorious. Janice, what are you working on? Lisa, I'm working on Grandmother's Favorite, which is a pattern from the book 501 Quilt Blocks. And it was chosen on the last live, so I'm putting the block together. That's what I'm working on. A part of the pattern has foundation paper piecing, and then another part is traditionally pieced. And then you put all the pieces together. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to be sewing them together. And yeah. Sherry says, Janice, you might show them a different technique than they have yet seen yet. Yes, that's true. That's true, because my technique is do it the way you want to do it. So yeah, Aisha says hi to Lisa. Lisa says hi. And then she says, okay, pretty block, no FPP for me, lol. I don't mind FPP. Even though I've not finished with the legit kits FPP that I had. But the main reason I got stalled on that is I ran out of one piece of fabric and needed to find it. Couldn't find it, finally found it. And then we moved immediately after that. And I've just not taken it back out of the container. So the plan is to complete it today. But these were pretty simple FPP blocks. I'm still thinking about it, Sherry, because also quilting is not a craft that we do a lot of in Jamaica. It's mostly people in the design industry that make bed sheets and so on, or even teach at design schools. It's just a very small part of the design school curriculum in Jamaica. So it's not really something that is well known in Jamaica. So I've thought about doing some classes for my Jamaican friends who might be interested in quilting. Though the weather, it does get cool in Jamaica, but not that cold. So I'm going to be sewing these. And I left the paper on. And a part of that it has the sew line on it so that it can give me a guide for these parts. So I'm going to be sewing through the paper. And yeah, hoping for the best. All right, here we go. I'm going slow and steady. All right. So far, so good. So I was questioning my life choices this week. Hi, Diana. I was saying to myself, who am I kidding? What am I doing doing this advanced degree? Do I really want to do it? Is it really what I want to do with my life? And then I said to myself, will I regret it for the rest of my life if I don't complete this degree? And I really had to pull from deep within to find the energy and the desire to continue. It has been a lifelong dream, I think, to do a doctoral degree, but I didn't think I was smart enough. I didn't think I had what it took. And last weekend, I was just like, do I really, really want to do this? But I've decided to carry on. I'm still doing it for now, taking it 1 week at a time. And I do have an assignment that I need to work on. And amazingly enough, the assignment is on self-regulation and self-efficacy. So how appropriate. The time I'm struggling with self-efficacy and reining in my thoughts and emotions, I have an assignment about self-efficacy and self-regulation. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But I'm excited. I'm doing a course of work that is very interesting and something I'm very passionate about. I'm a teacher. I work with preteen and teenage girls and boys, and I'm doing public health, and I want to focus on women's health and girls' health. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm pretty excited about it. And I'm pressing on. How is the weather where you are? It's snowing, and I can see the snow coming down outside. And I'm fascinated. I've not seen a lot of snow. I've only seen snow like twice in my life this kind of snow. I've seen little sprinkles and little flurries, but this kind of snow where it comes down and it sticks and it accumulates, I've not seen that a lot. It's raining. Okay. I am always happy for a snow day, but I have 2 events coming up that I'm preparing my students for, and losing these days is kind of making me a little nervous about it. Lisa says, Janice, you are so smart. Self-efficacy is so very important for young girls and women. Belief in yourself allows you to take risks and fly. The thing is, I've said a lot that you spend your adult years recovering from your childhood years. And things that were said to you when you're a child affect you deeply as an adult, and so I've constantly have to overcome the self-doubt. And so, yeah, and my husband knows, he's constantly telling me, you're so smart, you're so talented, you're so this, you're so that. And no matter what I achieve, I still feel like, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough. I feel imposter syndrome, But, I'm still doing it. I'm still in there. And so I have not been able to do as many videos as I usually did. And so I'm using the opportunity of these snow days to do a couple lives. Hopefully I'll be able to do another one. Alrighty. But also, I want to show my kids and my young people and my older people that it's never too late. You're never too old to go back to school. You're never too old to do something you really want to do, So yeah, it's not how you start, it's how you finish, right? Plus, at some point, you have to change your, trajectory, the trajectory of your generations. I'm the first person in my family to have a college degree. I was the first. And now there are many women, mostly women in my family now that have 1 or 2 degrees. And I'll be the first with a doctoral degree. And I want my kids to see that, it's never too late. You can persevere despite different challenges you can overcome, and you must press forward and stuff like that. So that is another motivation. And I can see my children, they're so proud and inspired. And I keep telling them, when I was their age, I never had the opportunity to go to school. I had to wait until I was married and had kids and I was working. And I had to pay for it myself, so stay home as long as you can. That's the way we do it in Jamaica in any case. Stay home as long as you can and go as far as you can while you have your parents' support. So Diana says, don't be nervous. I feel like that too, but who are you doing this for? Husband is awesome. Yes, he is. He is a blessing to me. In Jamaica, you don't need a degree to teach. You get a diploma and you're qualified to teach. And I did the diploma, and then I was like, I'm not smart enough to go and do the degree. And he just kept encouraging me to go ahead and do the degree. And he completed his master's degree. And then I went and did my bachelor's. And my son was 2 at the time. He was 2 years old. My daughter was 7. And my son ended up in the hospital on my first day of school, my first day of classes. And I remember calling my sister up. I don't know why I'm talking about this, but anyway, I called my sister up and I said, I have made a mistake. I can't do this. And she was like, yes, you can do it. You are, you're able to do it. You're capable and so on. And so I'm really grateful for the community that I have, because I have a very supportive community. I would go to work full-time, school full-time, parent of 2 young kids, wife. And my husband did all the heavy lifting while I was studying. So I can't be any more grateful. Lisa says, I'm the same way. Amazingly, quilting has helped me to overcome not believing in my own self-worth and what I can achieve. Words can be so destructive. So destructive, Lisa. So destructive. And parents, adults in your family, teachers even, doctors, medical professionals, they can just destroy you with their words. And many times they don't even know it. And I hope I haven't done the same to anybody that I've come across. Hey, Deb. Deb is saying hi to everyone. Diana says, my son just got his BA in cybersecurity. He's the first in my family. Congratulations to your son. Congratulations. And I'm sure he owes that all, or a lot of that, much of that, to his support system. So congrats to your son. A lot of my students are living in poverty. I teach at a Title I school, and 90% of the students there live below the poverty line, is what they say. And I grew up in poverty, so I want them to see, hey, if I can do it, you can do it, and of course I keep pushing my kids as well to do their best. So let's get back to this block. Okay. So I'm doing the block that we selected on the last live, this one. I found this design from Quilter's Cash, and it includes a paper piecing part. So this part of the block here is paper pieced. All right, so I'm going to just finish up, and then I'm going to ask you guys to help me to select the next block. So I'm putting this block together. What are you working on, Deb? Hi, Laura. What are you guys working on? I have the gift of a snow day. Well, it's really an asynchronous day, but the kids all got packages to work on. And I had some meetings this morning, and now I'm catching up on the sewing, and then I'm going to go do some assignments. So. I was telling Sherry and Aisha earlier that I thought about doing some sewing tutorials, quilting tutorials, but I don't really I don't really feel like, I think there's so many opportunities online to learn quilting. And my way is, I'm not a rule follower when it comes to quilting. I'm a rule follower for everything else. But when it comes to quilting, I feel like I'm going to do it the right way, which is why the WRIGHT way, which is why I've called the channel The Right Way, because I just do it the way that is comfortable for me. And I'm not going to be locked in by rules, because this thing here is what helps me to de-stress and decompress. And I'm not going to be making it, stressful. So if one way is not working for me, I'm going to do it another way. I'm going to do it the way I'm comfortable. Plus, I can't sew a straight line. Many of my points don't meet. I still have not yet figured out how to get when half square triangles come together, and you have that very bulky section at the tip. I still don't know what to do with that. And I just feel like man on a galloping horse won't see, and it's not the walker's business. And that's what I say, and I'm moving right along. Is anyone here doing the Cotton Cuts Puzzle Mystery Quilt Flyway? I'm going to press away from the paper piecing block for each section here. Deb says I'm working on blocks that I made with Lisa, Mona, Rowena, and Rita last year, putting them together. Nice. She says, I feel the same way about tutorials, not for me. Laura says, I'm not working on anything at the moment. I've been making lists, so when I get back to my sewing room, I can be productive. And Lisa says, Laura, have they told you when you can get back to sewing? All right, so because I'm sewing away from the paper piecing, they're going to nest. And usually I would pin, but because it has the paper in there, I am not going to pin today. I'm living on the wild side today. So the paper, the paper butts up against each other. So it makes this nesting much easier, I think. And the paper piecing line is helping me to stay straight. It's helping me to stay straight. Hi, Jess. Welcome. Laura says she starts PT next week. All right. You see how careful I'm being? Trying to make this perfect for you all. Jess, I checked earlier today and there was no live going on, and I said, okay, great, I'm gonna go live. And then when I was about to go live, I saw that you were live, so I apologize, but thank you so much for stopping by. Yes, it's an impromptu snow day for me as well. Laura says I start PT next week. It was supposed to be this week, but I ended up getting walking pneumonia. Oh no, I'm so sorry. And I'm on antibiotics for it now. Lisa says, Jess, I missed your live. I did not receive a notification. And Jess says it was impromptu. Lisa said, Laura, oh no, I did not know about the pneumonia. I pray you recover and you're able to start PT soon. So do I. Sherry says, hi, Jess and everyone. I haven't said hello to. If you want to add your channel to the chat, you can do !selfie, SELFIE, and it will add your channel. All right, so I'm going to finish this one up. One more seam. Right, and I'm pressing away from the paper piecing. Hopefully I don't mess this up. Let's see. Okay, good. I did not mess it up. So these two should nest. Again, I'm living on the wild side. I'm not pinning today. And we're done. It does still have the paper in it, so I'm going to press it and then take the paper out. Ta-da! Here is the finished block, grandmother's favorite. Yay! So now basically I just go through and tear the pieces off along the sew line, and it usually comes off very easily. But honestly, I don't stress about it coming off fully. But it usually comes off pretty easily. Especially since I reduce the stitch length significantly. Only problem with reducing the stitch length is if you have to unpick a seam. So basically I just take the paper off and then the block is ready. All right, so I will do that. I'll finish that up later and add it to my stack of blocks. All right, so that's the finished block. All right, so I'm going to ask you to help me to choose the next block for my, I'm calling it block of the live instead of block of the month, because basically I'm going to probably try to select a block every time I have a live. So today we did this one, grandmother's favorite. So I'm going to remove the tab and go to the next tab. Whoa, guys. So our blocks today are 5440 or Fight and Devil's Claw. So this is Devil's Claw, this is 1, and this is 5440. I'm going to put it on solo layout so I can see clearly what you're seeing. So Devil's Claw 1 looks very intricate. And then this one is 5440 or Fight. This also looks complicated. So please help me out. If you think I should do Devil's Claw, put 1 in the chat. And if you think I should do 5440, put 2 in the chat. Oops, my camera fell. Hold on, my phone fell. All right. If you think I should do Devil's Claw, put 1 in the chat. If you think I should do 5440 or Fight, put 2 in the chat. So 1 or 2, what will it be? 1 or 2? Let's go down. Tree of Life. Lol, so pretty. Are you talking about the Tree of Life block? 32 half square triangles. Wow, pretty. Devil's Claw. Devil's Claw. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. 5440 safe for later. For later. Yes, safe for later. Yes, so Devil's Claw. It just looks like, I mean, it looks like 4 smaller blocks put together with a slight difference in the middle. So it looks like 4, like this is 1, and then you're doing 4 of that. So it might not be that bad. So it looks like Devil's Claw is our next block, or next red, white, and blue block. No more Tree of Life for me. Lisa, I gave the Tree of Life to my quilt guild as their block of the month, and they were so mad. Oh, wow. 32 half square triangles. Yeah. So the new block will be Devil's Claw. So thank you so much for helping me to choose. That will be the next block that I do in this colorway. I've really not done any other sewing. I am supposed to be doing the Riley Blake block. The Riley Blake quilt along, I guess is what it's called. I've done 1 block, and this week block 6 came out. So it is what it is. Yeah. So guys, I'm going to go get some schoolwork done and look at the snow, watch the snowfall. So I will see you all on another stream. If you watch on the replay, which block would you have chosen? Would you have chosen the Devil's Claw or the 5440 or Fight block? Thanks so much for joining me. Have a great day. Be safe. If you got the day off today, enjoy, rest. Do what you need to do. Do what you need to do. Have a great day, everyone. Bye. Walk good.